Hello, and welcome to Jarviskjir Rock of the North, Chapter 3, Session 7. Oh boy, how the time sure does move ever forward. As we create stories, we get older, more filled with microplastics and such. We continue on. That's the only reason why characters in a D&D setting have, like, the ability to turn into sorcerers and stuff, is there's just no microplastics. You know, if Teflon didn't exist, we'd be flying, and, you know, elves, gnomes, killed off by microplastics. It's just canon, honestly. This is my version of, like, Tolkien writing the mythology of the world.
Don't make me do a fanfic. Humans, yeah. Anyway.
Well, here's a setting where humans haven't done anything wrong in this campaign, at least. Welcome to Jarviskjir Rock of the North. To recap slightly what happened last time, Snow's fucking dead. To go with some slightly more detail, you decided to have a full encounter with the Hobgoblin Pyromancer Wyrex, who is Snow's nemesis. It's kind of like an M. Bison thing. You didn't know whether Wyrex even know about Snow, but you had this encounter. You were looking specifically for information about Adelhard's mother that the Hobgoblin Pyromancer had. And this isn't like I want to meet my mother, I'm an orphan boy. It's like, my mother might be a criminal. I don't care about her. She's going to receive justice by my blade. Like, that's literally the situation here. Because Adelhard ain't got time for that. Cinder beforehand actually snuck in, disguised, using illusion magic, as Wyrex's old business partner that you'd already killed. And you actually did really, really well until right at the end where he attacked Cinder and her girlfriend. Cinder, in a panic, teleported out using her Fey Herald powers, which took her to somewhere that isn't in any of the planes. Somewhere outside of the planes and seemingly disconnected. You were given a little bit of a warning as the Hobgoblin Pyromancer hunted you down and attacked you right at your tower, where Snow, seeing his nemesis, flew into a blind rage, charged him, grabbed him, and jumped off the mountain.
I used him as a sled for a little bit. Okay?
You used him as a sled to slide down the mountain. You used the big bad evil guy of this campaign like a boogie board to slide down the mountain. Meanwhile, there's a whole lot of other things going on in that fight with Jensa and Adelhard basically fighting these mages and Leaf being invisible most of the time. Invisible Banana is a whole different thing. That's the name of my After Dark account. Leaf being invisible most of the time, but eventually deciding to join Snow, jumping down the mountain slightly more sensibly, but Wyrex, in his seemingly dying breath, was like, I am a high-level pyromancer. I'm gonna cast high-level fire spells. I don't care if I die. And seemingly did a grave damage to Leaf as well. And that's actually where we're going to start off this campaign. Oh, not even talking about the fact that while in the other place, in the fucking Upside Down, Cinder couldn't find fucking anything, because it's a weird, like, dream realm, meets with a hag who is currently disguised as a buff dude, but you know they're a hag. And the hag basically offered to take you home in return for Cinder's amulet that is connected to Cinder's Archfey, the Wayfinder, and Cinder's like, no can do, and is ready to fight Tooth and Claw if needs be. But we're gonna start with Team Sensible People, Jensa and Adelhard. You could make that face all you want, Ori, but Sabriel's not here anymore. Sabriel cannot be part of Team Sensible People. And Cinder, no matter how many times you say Cinder's actually intelligent, she is still not being allowed inside Team Sensible People. Okay?
I'm wounded.
I do this a lot in the Monday games where I make team names. My favorite was in the Thieves game where we had Team Horny and Team Horrible. That's how we split the party in two.
So close!
No, man! They had horns. Oh, the Cinder also has horns. So Cinder would not have fit in Team Horrible, but it was a good team name. Adelhard and Jensa, you, after taking care of some of the mages, I think one of them, I think you killed both of them, but the honor guard retreated. They worked their way down a mountain. You did decide to go down the mountain in the tower to work out what the hell happened. You were so high up this volcano, this seemingly dead volcano. Boy, wouldn't it be funny if the volcano suddenly erupted right now? Oh, wouldn't that be a whole thing? Oh.
Why do I feel like that's Ollie's version of Rocks Fall, everyone dies?
Well, I had this joke. I was like, oh yeah, I nearly killed someone in D&D, and now like rocks fall and everyone dies. Well, sideways, kind of, yes. That's pretty much what Snow did. You two can make your way down in the tower to the base of the volcano. The tower moves swiftly, slowly to a land, and you can get out and look around where the flat and blasted land here, the ground too hot even for the northern snows to settle. And you can see, laying on the ground, is the body of Snow and the body of Leaf. You can already see that Leaf has received an item in a Zelda game. I believe that was someone collecting something in Twilight Princess. It was a Korok seed? I don't know.
Leaf just got a Korok seed. He landed on a
Leaf
spot.
landed on a freaking Korok! Leaf landed in like one of those little stone circles. And like a little guy was like,
rock back into the right spot.
You can already see that Leaf is kind of like moving around a little bit. The body of Snow over there is not. You were right by the side of the volcano rock. There's jagged rocks all around and the twisted, kind of petrified roots of the large trees on this island as well. What are you gonna do?
Jensa's gonna run on up to Snow's body and attempt to cast Spare the Dying. Which, fairly certain this isn't gonna work, but...
Yeah, go ahead and click it.
Yeah.
For some reason I can't see half of it. That's great.
Yeah, Roll20's been doing that. It's kind of weird. It's like
they've done a big update recently, which means a lot of the old stuff doesn't work so well.
Yeah, you touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
You move over. You cast this spell. It's quick and relatively easy incantation. There is absolutely no effect.
We're too late. He's gone.
Adelhard will have followed Jensa over to Snow. He gives he doesn't say much, but he looks over to Leaf, going over to him, checking on him.
Leaf is alive, and if Leaf was actually here this session, they would be conscious, but they're not, so they're maybe concussed or something, you know. They need time to sleep it off while being supervised. But they'll recover. You're adventurers in D&D 5e. You can handle a concussion, okay? He'll be fine. But yeah, he needs to recover.
We should get them in the tower now before they come down and finish the job.
Yes.
I guess we take like an arm each or whatever.
Yeah, because they're
and like haul them in.
they're both heavy. You know,
Yeah.
Snow is heavier, but Leaf is also surprisingly heavy. You know, being a planavar. So you drag Leaf back in first. You put him on like one of your chairs or something. You know, put him somewhere soft. And then what are you going to do about Snow?
Well, we can't just leave him here.
Let's get him in the tower as well.
This one's probably much more of a dragging job than a lifting up together job.
Yes.
Dunk, dunk, dunk up the steps.
Yep. It's also of note that while Leaf looks totally fine, battered and bruised, Snow's body is, and I should have described this further, but maybe it's easier to notice once you're inside the tower and the soft lights of it. The Snow's body is mangled. Snow fell down a mountain deliberately, and this is not a soft mountain. You know, you can see bones jutting out. Almost too much damage to even bruise properly. I imagine one of his antlers is snapped. Probably still connected, but like by a weird, gross ligament that's somehow inside there. Like, Snow is the kind of body that you, as someone who's probably worked in a morgue before, Jensa, would have had to have done serious, like, hours of reconstruction to even put them back in, like, put them in a casket properly, right? Like, Snow's body is completely mangled. Not unrecognizable, he's not like a pulp, but he is, you know, it's really bad.
He's mad fucked up.
He's mad fucked up.
I guess as we get them in, where's Cinder?
I don't know.
Right. We should at the very least take off, just in case. I'd rather not have a repeat of what happened on the cliffside, and we can find them, right? They'll be here somewhere. Because I don't think we got told when the Wayfinder spoke to us. I don't think they mentioned Cinder, did they?
They only mentioned Cinder.
Yeah, they mentioned Cinder.
That was like they basically said Cinder succeeded, but Cinder is lost. And like lost between planes too. It was
Right.
it was fair. It was as much information as he could feasibly give.
Yeah, so I wasn't quite sure. I couldn't remember if he distinctly told us. Okay,
that
yeah.
was why he messaged you. It would be kind of out. It's like kind of out of his natural bounds of his position to like warn you that you're about to be attacked. It's not really something he should be doing. His dad'll get mad, but you were getting an update on that. Hey, Cinder is lost somewhere, and you'll probably get her back, but not right now. You're gonna have to fight.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, at the very least, Leaf is okay. Ish. Looks over, Leaf's probably like drooling off the side of the chair somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, at least alive.
We should probably make our way back to High Thundral. They'll probably be better equipped to handle. Kind of gestures loosely over to Snow's corpse. This.
I agree. We should be able to help.
It is a long journey. Do you have any way to? What are you doing with Snow's body? Right? Do any of you have gentle repose? Do you want to do like medical checks to kind of see if there's anything you can even maybe do during the process? Like, what do you want to do here, or do you just want to like put him in a room and leave him? Because bear in mind, it's usually like a 2.5, 3 week journey to High Thundrol from where, like,
No, we could
you
track
can
the
fly.
body.
It's still a long way.
Yeah. Unless, is there anywhere closer?
Perhaps his people?
That's not a bad idea. They'll be closer as well. How far would it be to fly to, like, the planet of our village?
So you are out at sea right now, but it would probably only be a couple of days. It would be enough time that, you know, the body wouldn't be completely fucked.
Yeah,
for
like,
about
rigor
then.
mortis is setting in, but
Yeah. It would, like, it would be very much a dead body, but it wouldn't be a rotten body.
You
Probably.
just stick me wherever we put the apple and stuff. That seemed to keep it good.
Well, the kitchen, like I did say last session, that the kitchen, like the pantry, has slight preserving magic to keep goods in a good condition for longer.
So, that body goes in the
let's at least cover him up first.
Yeah.
You're gonna like wrap him
Y'all
up.
are
And...
gonna.
Yeah, let's. Well, I guess it's easiest we bring him downstairs
Yeah.
as
And
gently as we
then-
can,
Thump,
and then
thump, thump.
yeah, there's like a dum dum dum.
You are gonna roll into High Thundrol with snow in the deep freezer, and everyone's gonna be like,
Look, it's the room world way of doing things, okay?
It is. You are rimworlding it.
Yeah, we'll bring him down there, cover him up, and then
You're gonna like wrap him up
Ma-
in like a bed sheet or
Oh.
something.
yeah, and then all speed ahead to the plan of our village.
Okay. Let us star wipe. I still need to set that up. I need to have a button that lets me just star wipe to us or side wipe just so I can have some George Lucas magic on my show. But I haven't set it up. I wouldn't even know how, but I want it. And I only remember I want it when I want it. Well, you know. To the spirit realm, where Cinder is still very much lost, and the last decision you made was who booped? You
It was
booping?
me. I was
Oh.
just putting a reminder of the last thing Cinder did.
Okay. Last thing you did though in character was basically talk to Goma, your girlfriend, who's right there being like, I'm ready to fight. Like, you're looking down this hag who's in the shape of a mountain man, but you're pretty much decided, I'm ready to fight here. What do you think? Right? That's pretty much the position you're in. Okay. Do you want to roll initiative? You don't need to click on your token or anything because we're kind of out of battle.
Yeah, I'll. I was reading the Discord chat. Oh, the sound's not working.
Sounds no morning, Nick?
Discord, check Discord.
Yeah, I already talked about this before we started. You motherfuckers need to listen to me. That's the answer to this problem. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Well, the only way to fix it is to temporarily do this. Oh, we're playing the intro again. Good. Okay, great. Y'all motherfuckers need to listen to me. That's all I'm saying. You know, I was kind of trying to run a show here. But y'all, come on.
We
Come on
appreciate
and
your work,
jam.
colleagues.
Come on and jam. Welcome to the slam.
Oh, I hear
Okay.
it.
There you go.
Let's go.
Hey.
Oh!
Okay. Okay, you rolled initiative. There's a 20. Okay.
Sorry,
Now I roll my
I
initiatives.
need to be able to hear background music when
I
was
asked
getting
you
this
if it was okay, and none of you responded,
didn't
and
hear
so
that.
you didn't
Yeah.
get. You don't get music. It's the way it is. I brought you into this plane. I can take you out of it. All right.
I can't.
What's pretty great is that both you and Goma got really, really high initiative. So it's literally like you're in this cave in the spirit realm with this hag who is a mountain man right now instead of a mountain mama, and you kind of backed up into her and you're like, I'm ready to fight. That should really be on the bingo. because I say mountain mama a lot.
You
It makes me happy. And you know, these two, this pair of lesbians are ride or die. And this is literally a ride or die situation. So, you kind of ask, okay, what are we gonna do? I'm ready to fight. The moment it's like, okay, we're clearly fighting, Goma snaps out her bow. She kind of pulls it out as the two short swords and snaps them together in the middle into a bow. Both of these two have the same fucking sword bow thing, by the way, if you haven't noticed. And she will immediately take a shot on the hag, which will be a hit. That should take multiple shots. And the hag will kind of back up, their form shifting slightly. Not entirely changing, but kind of revealing a sort of polymorphic nature, which, I mean, you knew. You walked into this situation being a Fey Herald and understanding what a hag was. But Cinder, you know, strikes the hag. Cinder. Goma here's the hag, 2 arrows. Is still sort of backed up against the wall, but she's ready to fight more. And then it's Cinder's turn.
So just a reminder, Cinder had popped before combat the dragon form of the star
Yes.
druid shit. So she's going to gives me the auto pass on some of the con save shit. First thing she's gonna do is that a bonus action? I think it's a bonus action. Pretty sure it is. Okay. She is going to just guiding bolt it.
Yeah. That is a miss.
Of course it is. And then bonus action, she's going to I think, yeah.
That everything?
I don't think I get 2 attacks if I use a spell, so
No.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's its own weird little thing. Okay. The hag is like in this moment kind of like sort of shape-shifting as Goma's arrows hit. Straight up kind of becoming a blob, which makes your guiding bolt miss. And she will kind of yell out that's like, I offered you an invitation home. And in that moment, she's going to take the form of a gigantic, warty, stone-skinned toad.
Ew!
Yeah! And she is gonna try and get Cinder up in their mouth.
Okay.
What's Cinder's AC?
14, and Cinder has some stuff for dex saves.
Yeah, the tongue is gonna be a miss. Like, big, extendable frog tongue smacks into the stone wall behind a pair of you and makes it freaking explode as if this was like a punch from a superhuman before kind of extending, retracting back into the giant stone toad's mouth. And you go, ew, Goma goes, don't like that. And is just gonna like snap the bow in twain again and kind of slide, like kick off the wall, slide over, attempt to cut the tongue when it's like retracting back into the mouth, but the blade straight up skims off of it because it's like made of stone. So she redoubles her angle, gets a better position, as she does, because she is a sun elf, divinely inspired by the elven gods. She is going to throw in a divine smite as she stabs her with a short sword. The blade glowing when the second hit does strike, and she gets like just enough. She gets just the tip in, right, and then just shoves it with her elbow to like just sink the blade in, and it straight up like the hag moves too much, and she has to kind of like throw her arms away. So she's gonna lose that sword probably, but you know, still it's damage. What do you want to do, Cinder?
So Cinder is going to. It's not an action for her to switch between the star forms, so she's going to change to the archer. She's going to pull a bow out, jump up, pew pew, and the archer gives her extra damage, but I'll do it if it hits.
A ton of extra damage. That is a hit, absolutely.
Okay, and that is why is Roll20 being weird? That is 11 plus 1d. 8 plus 2. I can't see that.
It's an 8, so
10,
it's an extra
21.
10. Yeah, that you strike with this bolt, and the hag kind of lets out a riveting roar and retracts from the toad form into a straight up haggly form now. Not a mountain man, straight up. The arrow is actually going to bounce off their stone skin.
Yeah.
But they are in the form of a hunchbacked, I mean, equally as warty as the toad form hag, with all these petrified vines that kind of almost a hair, but also are skin and all over. It's a strange lady, and she is going to Thing is, she's a hag, so she's petty. So her fight's really with Cinder here, not with Goma. So she is going to straight up, like, charge past Goma and try and grab you in her arms with a hug. But that's also going to miss. And she is going to, just like an N64 boss battle, she's going to slam into the wall, her arms are going to get stuck. She's going to have to kind of, like, pull her arms out of the stone. It's kind of shifting and moving around because this place isn't real. This place isn't material. You're in the spirit realm. Like, the walls start to flow like water. It's liquid stone that kind of oozes out and crumbles. And now the hag is right on up to you. Goma is going to go for another pair of attacks. And actually does succeed. And I just yeeted one of my d8s into oblivion, but that's fine. I actually don't need a d8 right now, so I guess that's doubly fine. But is only able to do kind of chip damage to the hag's natural form, fighting with just one short sword. Cinder.
So, she's right up on me right now, right?
Yeah.
And is her mouth open?
It kind of seems like with the lack of dental in the spirit realm, her mouth probably can never fully close.
Cinder's about to commit some war crimes. Okay, so Cinder Cinder's gonna look at her, be like, no, I don't know. She's just gonna cast Ice Knife in her mouth.
Oh. Well, you're gonna have to roll a good roll to see if you can get it in.
Well, she's also got to make a dex save too, or some sort of a save because it does double damage.
It will explode.
Why
yeah.
It's not rolling. Oh.
It rolled 10,000 times. Well, unfortunately, we take the first result, which was a 10.
Yeah, but she's still got to roll a dex save.
Okay, you roll a save, I roll a save. We'll see who wins here. Oh, they rolled badly.
What is the damage? 2d6?
You got to roll a save as well, because you're...
Do I?
It's an explosion. It's a 5-foot explosion. You target her mouth, she's right there. It's gonna hit you.
That's fine.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
That's fine. No, Cinder's fine. Cinder can handle that. I've got lucky footwork. Dex save.
Oh,
Cinder's
yeah.
fucking fine.
Well, you're still gonna take half damage.
That's fine.
Actually, you take no damage on this one. Yeah, it doesn't even do half. So yeah, roll a 2d6. Oh. But the hag is repulsed. And she is absolutely going to try and get you in that crushing embrace again. This
That's
time,
fine.
rolling a lot better. So she is going, like, you throw ice, like an icicle up into her mouth, and she's like, "Arr!" And will grab, crunch, you know.
Oop, I didn't mean to do that. Ignore it.
How can I ignore the knowledge I have? And you are going to take some significant damage from her crushing hug.
Okay.
That's gonna be 32 bludgeoning damage. And you're still sort of grappled there. Is Cinder still up?
Hold on, I'm trying to see if I have something that negates this, because I don't think I'm high enough level Star Druid to negate that damage.
No, probably not.
No, I need like 4 more levels in Star Druid. Yeah, no, Cinder, because Star Druid gets half damage resistance to everything after a certain point.
Sure, why not? New D&D rules, why not?
Well, it's only in the star form. Nope, Cinder is at -1 point.
-1. Nag lets out a satisfied laugh as she feels the breath squeeze out of your body. And does kind of let out a gurgling. Like, the hag is also deeply damaged, a kind of gurgling chuckle. It's like, oh, I can ransom you back to your lord even better now. And Gomer is gonna try and do another attack back. She rolls a fucking 1. Like, she goes for the swing, and the hag, like, grabs the hand and crunches, and the hand ends up in an angle that it should not be in. As the hag straight up breaks Gomer's wrist. It looks like all is lost. Roll me a death save, Cinder.
Please be a nat 20. Please be a nat 20. Please be a nat 20.
5% chance.
Oh! Okay, you actually get to take your turn as normal. It's
the boss man is with her.
You can
Heard your
hear.
girlfriend scream.
You can hear something as well. You can hear the stomping of a rapid running footsteps.
Oh no.
As well.
Oh no. Okay. Ori has 2 theories on what that is, and one of them's not good. Okay. So I can take my turn as normal?
You can take your turn as fucking normal on a 20 on a death save.
Okay. Cinder's going to do 2 things. No, she's not. So... Yeah, she is. She's gonna Misty Step out of the hag's shit.
Yep.
And then she is going to... She's gonna Misty Step to Goma.
Mm-hmm.
And then... Which hand is it?
Oh, it's her left that's very broken. Don't grab her left hand.
No, she's gonna grab the arm.
Okay.
Cure wounds her. Cinder's like, okay, and then I use my bonus action to do that. I did that.
You just got movement left.
I got movement left. Do I have...
You can't do anything else with cure wounds. That's your action.
She's gonna move away from the hag with Goma, just to give Goma some space to get her weapon sorted.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
This is when, you know, the hag twists and turns. You kind of back up with Goma, barely alive yourself. Goma, not actually all that injured, other than a severely broken wrist. It's at a horrible angle it shouldn't be at, and missing half of her weapons. Actually, all of them, because the other one would be in the other hand, so she has to, like, go. She just goes for like a side dagger. She's ready to fight with the hand she has left.
One of Cinder's, like she knows.
Oh, you share the just short swords.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And you kind of back up. You go up against that table that the hag was at before because you've now switched sides. And charging from the entrance is a knight in shining golden armor. As Ballord Rulius charges in with a frickin' his full regalia armor that I described a little bit before, and he's got a poleaxe, a sun elven poleaxe, and he doesn't know what's going on. He sees a monster. He sees a monster, and he is going to yell, "Begone, foul witch! Get away from my girls!" And just frickin' swing. And he misses, of course. But that's, he's there. And he is going to grab, get in there, swing at the hag, enough to make them kind of back up and stagger. And he's going to grab the pair of you, and is going to focus his hardest on his connection to you two and the Wayfinder, and he is going to plane shift you.
God, are we lost again?
No! Ballord knows how to plane shift.
It's like that movie where you just keep going on a road trip until you finally get there.
Kind of.
What?
You are going to land in the Wayfinder's Court, which you saw before, when you were not busy wrestling children's. You're gonna land Wayfinder's Court. Enough time to take breaths. But Ballord will ask at some point. It's like, well, we could probably get back to the tower with the rest of them if they were still. You left them before they were fighting, yes? They'll need your aid.
Well, the boss told them to run.
They're warriors. They wouldn't run. And they can't fight without one of their best with them. So we should get you back right away.
Okay. So there's like 1 hit point, oh.
Yeah.
She also doesn't look too hot. She kind of doesn't feel good.
I imagine there's probably some conversation that you have with your boss that we can worry about later. What matters is probably an hour or so after you two leave on the tower. Like, you're taking off and you're flying back over the sea. Ballord, Cinder, and Gomer just blink into like the main chamber, and this is Ballord doing plane shifting. Basically, it's not clean. It's shit. It's like an impact pulse launches everywhere and knocks things over as well. Like he's only just learned how to plane shift. He's
Bloody ragdolls across the room.
Snow is in the pantry right now. We don't have to worry about
in
it.
a Family Guy death post.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that would be said at some point during the stream. There's no way it wouldn't. At least none of us have drawn it yet. But they don't plane shift into the kitchen. They plane shift into the living space. You hear it. You hear the clattering of, people's equipment being dropped.
Jen's jumping in with sword cane out, just in case it's another fucking swarm of kobolds.
Yeah, Adderhart's first reaction is also rape yard.
Well, you go upstairs and you see it's Ballord, Cinder, and Gomer, and Cinder looks very pale, and Gomer's hand is backwards.
What the fuck?
Cinder just sits there for a second, trying to get her head to stop spinning from the pulse. She just looks around. What the fuck?
Where the hell did you come from?
Oh,
She just holds her hands up.
your wayfinder worked it out. You went in the place between the realms. They made a nice diagram. I could draw it if there was a napkin or something. But we worked together to work out where you would be, and I could go and grab the pair of you, and it was a good thing that I did. Since you decided to fight that old lady.
That old lady. So, okay, I don't mind negotiating with hags. Cinder's like out of breath. She's like doing things. I don't mind negotiating with hags, but she wanted this, which is no. You know what boss would do to me if I gave her that amulet? Have you seen what he does to people? He just like, I love the boss, okay? And the boss loves me, but when you be a traitor, you get turned into little tiny cell pieces, and then poof, and then poof, and then poof.
I'll just hold up a hand while Cinder's speaking. Cinder, you look like you need rest.
I don't feel so good at all.
And I think we should get that hand set, Goma.
she just fucking nods.
Cinder's like, okay, wait, I'm not. She just cure wounds on the Goma, doesn't even bother to try to do it on herself. Again.
That won't work. We just need to set it. And when I take from the flying that you're not fighting, did you retreat?
Where's Snow?
That's... Snow's dead. We're on our way back to the plan of our village, hoping there was someone that could revive him. But kind of looks... It can't really look pleadingly through the mask, but kind of has that, like, looking at Ballard. Perhaps you can resolve the situation?
No. He couldn't have fallen in battle. He's a warrior, a true warrior, a testament to...
He tackled Wyrex off a cliff.
Where is he?
Rode him down. He's in... As ridiculous as this sounds, he's in the pantry.
Ballard
would starts going down the stairs.
Yeah, Ballard would start to push like you two out of the way, lead down.
Like following after them. Like it was so his body wouldn't rot on the way over. We gave him what honors we could and stuck the sheet over him.
Just gonna open the door. She has a very like neutral expression on her face. She opens the door, she flicks the sheet off. She looks at him for a second. Then she smacks him on the chest. I told you to run. You don't listen to me. I told you to run. Flicks the sheet back and goes up the stairs.
Meanwhile, Ballard just he kind of like sits down on his knees, and he sits there for a little bit, kind of silently. It kind of does seem like he might be muttering something in Celestial to himself.
What is he talking in Celestial?
Oh, do you speak Celestial?
I think he does, because I think Celestial is one of the... Wait. He does.
Okay. It's a sort of, no, you can't. You couldn't have died like this. This isn't how it ends for you. This is how it ends. Not like this. It's very repetitive. It's almost like a mantra. But it's kind of struggling. Like he's struggling to say it out.
Albert is probably at this point going to leave and go check on Cinder. Seeing Cinder ran off.
Where did Cinder go?
It's up to you. You're Cinder.
I'm thinking she's probably somewhere where it's dark in like a closet. She's got her plant friend and her lizard in her lap.
Cinder, are you alright?
No. I don't feel good. I got beat up by a crazy old woman, and I come back and nobody listens to me. I tell you to run because you're gonna die, and you don't run and then you die. She just pauses for why does nobody run?
Well, there's no wish to fight. A leaf was out there as well. It
No,
was the right
stupid.
choice.
No, it wasn't. I got the information. We could have come back later. You didn't want to fight. Jensen didn't want to fight. Nobody else wanted to fight. Snow should have listened. We could have come back later. We had Goma. We could have come back and we could have got him real good on our terms. I teleported out because it was a tiny wooden room, and if we fought him in there, everybody would have died. There's dead things in there. There's undead things. There's all. Cinder's just rambling now.
Let's just do not blame Snow for this.
What? What did you say?
He's just do not blame Snow for this.
Just pouting and petting the plants.
Yeah, he's probably just going to stand or sit there listening to Cinder as she rambles on.
She just keeps rambling for a while. That sounds about right. Jensen, what are you doing?
Probably after a little bit of, I'm assuming after a little bit I can kind of hear the repetition. Even though I don't speak Celestial, but I'm assuming there's I can hear the repetition of it.
Have you had any experience around elves other than this whole adventure?
I mean, assuming there'll probably be some around, because Jensen spent time at a university in Northenden, so there's elves
Northenden
around
has a
there.
lot of elves, yeah. It's up to you. This is up to you.
I guess maybe a slight understanding, maybe. Not
Have you ever had a sleepover with an elf?
You know what? Yeah, let's say yeah.
It's relevant. So when elves meditate in their version of sleep, they often repeat a mantra to themselves, or a very repetitious movement. It's almost the same sort of thing. So it's a very elven thing that he's doing.
Jensen will go around to kind of the opposite side, and sort of kneel down. I don't mean to impose, but I'm assuming your people have a way of reversing this.
In battle, it's one thing. We are beings of war. We were forged by the sun to fight wars that no one else could. In war, in battle, when the passion of the sun flows through our veins, we could reverse this. In retreat, that power isn't there. The power's gone. There's no chance now. if we started a war and the sun bade it to flow in our veins, then maybe. But like this, no. Calravale was always the healer of the three of us. The best healer that any Sun Elf had ever known. And it wasn't just Sabriel's father saying that because they were soulmates or something. It was the truth. Calravale's always been able to tap into the sun's infinite mercy. I don't even know if he could repair the body and return the spirit. And he's gonna, like... It's sort of similar to what Cinder did, but it's kind of more gentle and more Sun Elven, where he kind of, like, just, like, kind of pumps a hand on Snow's chest. Like, the spirit's gone to wherever it's going to have gone to now. The spirit's not in here anymore. If the spirit could be returned, and it could be returned. If the spirit could be returned, then Snow could live. It should be, because Snow can't die like this. He can't be done like this. He wouldn't want it to be over like this. There's a chance, it's our duty to take it.
Agreed. So,
All right.
how do we get his spirit back?
We take a trip to the heavens themselves.
And how do we get there?
This is gonna, like, he is going to march upstairs to the main room where, okay, Cinder and Adelhard are in another corner, so you can hear this. And he's gonna knock anything off the table that was on there, and kind of plant down at it. I'm not Calravale. I don't know the names of every heaven every culture has, but I know where my people go where we die. And I know where the warriors of the North go. Heavens are bound together by their principles, and Snow was always a warrior of the North. I would bet that he is in Valdezjar with the Sun Elves.
Then that's where we go. In whatever way we can.
Traveling to the heavens is difficult. The planes are not still. They're not material like ours or Cinder's. But, well, if I had the right magic, or you had the right magic, but I know someone who does, well, it's usually been Sabariel's job to deal with them, but we have people who worked with her. There is a gateway to Valdezjar in the Moon Queen's domain. She's maintained it. Oh, I hope, at least. It's worked before. I see no reason why we couldn't make it work again.
Then I say that's where we go next.
Yes.
Cinder will get up out of the closet, take Adelhard's hand, and pull him with her.
Yeah, Adelhard is probably standing outside. Just looking at her, having listened to her rambling.
She stands there. I want to beat him up. And I'm going to make him die again, and then we're going to bring him back again, and then I'm going to beat him up again.
looks. If he could show any emotion, he would probably look concerned at the moment. But he can't.
Yes. She's upset, but she's pissed.
Good.
He walks to the other room with.
You're all in the same room.
Oh, okay.
There's no separate rooms in the main
Yeah.
space of this tower. So you're all together. You heard all of that.
Yeah, he walks over to the rest then.
You got anything to add? Because it seems like Jensa and Ballard and Cinder are gonna go to heaven.
No, he has nothing to add.
Okay.
Well, nothing he
Sabro.
wants to say.
Sabriel in the distance is just like the ghosts are very talkative right now. What the fuck is
Yeah.
happening? Sense fuckery.
Look, if Ballard, you know, could plane shift more, maybe he'd go and get the three of them to talk about it. But then they might say no. Whereas they can right now just charge into the Moon Queen's palace and
Oh god.
take a
That's the
one-way
other
trip to heaven.
What if Sabriel's meditating and then he hears Snow's voice from the spirit realm, and all of a sudden Sabriel's like, oh god, why do I hear him here?
Just quietly.
No, he's in my head.
Like I can't get a moment's peace.
Sabriel turns around.
You wanna
after
play
his
some
dad
cornhole?
pats him on the shoulder. Sabriel turns around after his dad pokes him and like points behind him. He's just like, what the?
Pee pee poo poo.
Snow would be the most fun ghost to have around, TBH.
He would, but I feel like right now he's probably fucking raging, and Sabriel does not need that.
All right. Well, this is a good time to take a little breaky brew, so we can be back in a few minutes, 5 or so. Hydrate, etc. Get ready for an assault on heaven. Let's go. Okay, we are back pretty much in one piece for now, to at least kind of continue the thought of where we left off, sort of, kind of. Luckily, we crashed right after coming back from a break, so really it's just a continuation of... It's just like we came back from a break. It's fine. Everything will be fine. I was pretty much about to ask you, is there anything you want to do on the journey to Valheim? This is a longer journey. You do have a corpse in your pantry. There's also any kind of discussions and planning you want to do beforehand. All of that sort of stuff. This is the time to do that stuff. And I hope you have some stuff to do. Because this is a big deal.
Jensa would probably spend some time making sure the body is as clean and composed and not rotting as possible throughout the journey. Not quite embalming, but like, you know, just doing what I can to keep Snow fresh.
Yeah? Keep him fresh. Give him the drip.
Yeah.
Would you, do the splinting treatment of Goma's broken hand, like you mentioned, broken wrist.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's not really going on any of the fights, but she is at least still with you for now, for a little bit.
Let's see. How this is gonna be like a 2-week journey-ish, Valheim, or is it gonna be longer?
No, it's less than that. You are closer to Valheim than anywhere else because you are in the north, right? Actually, I think my map thing won't work anymore in chat because I think it links to it links to a dead website. But you were in the North Sea, above Valheim and Ovenfur, right? You have an easier time flying back there than flying to Hythundral or somewhere like that.
Okay, so it shouldn't. So, few days flight time. Yeah, body should only really be in like rigor mortis and like cloudy eyed, and not. There's not a full on rot happening.
Sure, but you know, if you're going to the heaven to find snow, then what? Like that's going to take time, presumably.
Sure,
so you still probably want a long-term plan for whatever's going on here. Also, the body is still mangled to all hell.
Cinder thinks. Cinder's got an idea.
Set it as best as we can.
What's Cinder's idea?
She's gonna go to Jensa about it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. She's gonna go to Jensa about it. Do you think that it would be a good idea if we took him to the boss's place and maybe he could be preserved there since it's outside of the normal world? I don't know how dead bodies work.
Well, it would depend on how time flows in your boss's realm. If it's comparative to ours, then there's not really any point. If it runs slower, then it's a good idea. If it runs faster, then there may only be mulch by the time we're done. And I don't think we can bring snow back as a pile of mulch. Poetry, your fucking face there. So it entirely depends. If you can ask him and he knows, there may potentially be a sub-pocket that runs slower. I don't know how these runs work.
Don't know that it's a good idea for us to leave him with the Moon Lady because, you know, you weren't there.
I have not had any dealing with the Moon Queen.
I don't know that it's a good idea to leave him there. And while I do trust Uncle Badlord quite a lot, I don't know that she would let him keep the body when she found out he had it.
Yes. The only...
So, I mean, I can ask the boss if he's got somewhere to put it.
It doesn't hurt to ask, I guess. And the only other thing I can think of, and I'm not even sure it'd work, would be to somehow imbibe some of my affliction onto his body, but that brings a numerous amount of risks and possibilities, which I don't even know how we can.
We don't know if he would want that.
Exactly.
Because
I mean, I don't know if I even died when I first got this, at least properly. I'm kind of in between, but to give it to a dead body, it might do nothing, but then it might interfere with how we bring him back.
I mean, we can ask the boss.
We may as well.
Maybe he knows Maybe he can ask if he doesn't. Maybe Big Mama. I don't know. I'm tired. I don't. She's just
I would. You have been through a lot, even considering everything the rest of us have been through. I would say get your rest and then ask the boss these questions afterwards. I can maintain the body for now.
Will ice help?
That's a good question. Does ice help with a corpse?
Yeah. There's a body on top of Mount Everest that's basically still in prime condition.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay. So.
And you are over the North Sea. Like, the island you were on was warm, but the rest of it is icebergs right now, really.
Can Cinder, without causing the explosion part, use ice knife on the body?
In D&D rules, no. You cannot do that.
Okay.
It does exactly what it says on the tin every time.
She just makes Jensen get out and launches it. No.
His body's already mangled.
Well, if we can get our hands on some ice to keep him in, or at least to surround him.
Doesn't Adelhard have ice?
Adelhard is not in this conversation.
No, I know. She's like, doesn't Adelhard have ice? Can't he do ice things? Like, I can, but only ice thing I can do is the explosion, and I shove that down the hag's throat.
However, I wonder if it's the same case as you and your ice.
Oh, well, I don't have much control of mine. I don't know. He seems like he might.
It's worth asking at the very least, but I wonder if it might not be the same issue, that it's more a case of causing damage with the ice than manipulating it.
The damage can be repaired on you flesh creatures. You seem very...
I very slowly kind of half gesture towards the body, like, this is going to take more than slight repairing.
He'll be fine.
Hopefully. I can only hope.
I've seen Snow take harder hits than falling off a mountain.
Has he died before?
Not since I've been with him, but I can't say for before that. I tried to keep him alive, but he doesn't listen to me.
All right. Well, I guess we have two sets of questions to ask. You can ask your boss, and I'll ask Adelhard.
Okay, I'll call the boss and ask if he knows where we can hide a body. We can go with Jensa first.
I'll find Adelhard wherever they are in the tower.
He's probably actually talking to Ballard, because he would want to ask questions about the place where they are going.
You can ask Ballard next week. Ballard isn't talking for a week. Probably. Okay. We'll see. any characters I have to do, I'm not in a state to do. This is like so you might want to talk to each other for now.
Okay.
Alright. So Denzel kind of come in like, Adelhard, I have a few questions to do with your chiromancy and Snow's body.
Yes.
Do you have any?
Freezer?
Yes, effectively.
Can do that.
Perfect. I was worried that it might be a situation similar to Cinder. She apparently only knows one ice spell, and it'll probably do more damage than good. So I was wondering if it might be the same case with you, but if you can freeze him, then please.
I can freeze him without destroying the body further.
Perfect. And then we'll get him set in a mostly whole piece and straighten any bones we can, and then we can freeze him, and hopefully that'll keep him together long enough for us to get his soul back.
Okay, you want to do some surgeries?
Yeah, I guess nothing like crazy thingy, but more like if there's like a bone that's like snapped like that, we kind of just
you want to push it back in.
place.
Okay, it's still a medical check. It will probably not be really enough, and if you don't want to go too hard on it, but it'll at least put things in the right sort of order.
Recently, Jensa has a 0 in medicine because she went for everything else surrounding it. She's a book doctor, not a physical doctor. 9.
Sure. You put Snow's body in, like you do exactly what you said. You do the obvious things, but you know that, like, even you know that if you actually, it does get to the point of reviving this body, this body will not revive naturally without very powerful magic. And as far as you're aware, healing magic can't heal a corpse anyway.
Yeah.
And then Adelhard can do some ice magic on it. The difference being between like Ray of Frost and Ice Knife is that like Adelhard is actually just making things really cold. Rather than shooting a blade of cold. So yeah, he can lower the body temperature of Snow's body. Really, really a lot. So that at least during the journey, you shouldn't have much in the way of deterioration. In theory. You're still left with Snow's body being broken. You don't know how this process is going to go. Even Snow doesn't necessarily know. Ballord. But, you do get the feeling that this is not enough. This is transportation, right? This is good enough if you were going to go and bury him somewhere. But who knows what's going to happen?
Well, hopefully the Moon Queen and her people have something that we can use to fix this. I would hope, at the very least. I mean, people have come back from worse, right?
I have not heard of anyone coming back from being dead this long in something like this.
Well, all we can do is hope at this point.
What if Ballard said it may be possible, then perhaps it is.
I have no reason to doubt him, as manic as he can appear to be. I don't think he'd have brought it up if he didn't think it was possible. I think maybe for the rest of the journey, Jensa's probably keeping an eye on the frozen snow, and probably working with Leaf on because Leaf was working on working on a cure for Jensa, so probably just helping Leaf out, getting more samples or whatever, or documenting.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because Zach might have some stuff that he wanted Leaf to kind of be doing during all of this.
Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, there might be more of a. There's very likely there might be something that Leaf wants to do connected to, the body of his dead friend, during the journey. So we'll see about that. Cinder seemed to have something they wanted to do.
Cinder was gonna call the boss, but we can wait if you don't want to.
Well, I mean, I can straight up tell you that out of character, the conversation probably happens. It's there's not really any. This is one of those situations where you kind of go, "Can I ask the Archfavor help?" It's not really. You can ask, nothing's gonna come of it.
Yeah.
It's time flows the same way in both realms, so that angle's not relevant. And
Okay.
you don't know what happens to dead meat left in your realm, but your realm is a realm that's eat or be eaten. So logically, it would probably get eaten by either something or fey microbes very, very quickly. Stuff in that realm disintegrates in fast forward. That's just the way that realm works.
Okay.
So yeah, not really
So
a
bad
ton. Yeah, bad idea to take him to that realm. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But,
That's what she just wanted to know.
yeah.
Cinder will just go to Jensa. No, it's a bad idea. We shouldn't do that.
Right.
Wait,
Well,
can't we just hide him out somewhere in the snow around Valheim? Aren't there like ice caves and stuff? We can just go like put him in a cave and.
Have
mean,
eaten by
exposure to the
bears or worms?
yes. No one would be predated on by local wildlife, and the elements themselves have probably stripped the flesh from his bones.
Grim doesn't
least
seem to
here.
have a problem with that.
At least here it's a controlled environment. We can at least make sure he's topped up as best we can.
Okay. I don't know how to deal with flesh people medical problems, so this is beyond me.
Don't worry, for all I appear to be a doctor, I've never actually operated on a body before, so I've just read the books.
That's enough.
You would think so until you actually have to start doing it, and then you find out it's very different from the books.
Like, okay, I'll just take your word for it.
Cinder's just yeah.
I was more of a disease doctor. I more read about the diseases than actually treated them. I mean, most of them haven't been around for centuries. Ever since people learned to wash their hands, you'd be amazed at what that suddenly stopped spreading around.
People don't wash their hands.
Some don't, and it's awful.
Cinder knows how to wash hands. What?
Meanwhile, Ballard walks out of the bathroom without washing his hands. I don't know how canon that is, but it's definitely, you know, it's the right vibe. It's canon light.
Cinder just, Uncle Ballard, please go.
Please go. If he goes now, he's gonna fall off the tower. He can't do that. You're
She's
in
gonna go
flight.
give him a hug after at some point and just be like, "Thank you for coming and getting us."
I wouldn't want any of you to fall.
Choice of words.
Well, yeah. I mean, he says that knowing that Snow's dead now. It was a deliberate choice of words, isn't it?
Yeah.
I said to the Wayfinder that I would do anything to protect a lot of you. But my people are relearning a lot of parenting we haven't had to do for a long time. And even when we did it, it wasn't my charge's purpose. I suppose you've got to learn the lesson that you cannot always control the fate of your young.
Does Cinder want to ask a stupid question? Who's your kid? No, what she wants to say is, who's your kid? She thinks about it. And it dawns on her that he means her and Goma. Oh. Are you my dad now?
What?
I think my real dad got eaten by a dog, but
I saved you when you were about I don't even know what the term for a baby rabbit is, but you were just a small. And I saved you, and I didn't even think about it. Varum did. It was the first time we met. And I saved you now, and I'll save you any time onwards between if I can. If I can. It might be a fool's errand to try and save everyone, every time. But in which case, I'm a fool then! But I'll be a fool!
Aww.
bless him.
He's gonna die
Cinder-
trying to save one of you guys one day, and it's
You better
inevitable.
fucking not.
He's gonna.
Cinder just opens her tiny little arms and jumps up and gives him a big hug. She doesn't say anything at first. She just pats him and kisses him on the cheek. She says, "It's okay, but you're my full dad."
Aww.
I don't know if I'm ready to be a dad. I'm only 1,020-something years old.
Yeah, but isn't Mr. Sabriel also like your
Yes,
age?
but he has cat. Sabriel's younger than me. I'm much more older and more experienced than him. No,
He
no,
doesn't
no.
seem like it. He seems like he's kind of like he's been around too long.
He's a bit of a dick. Bit of a real tight ass, that one. God damn it. Don't you hate when super glue gets stuck to the fucking lid of the super glue?
Ollie, not now. Not after you said what you just said.
I'm just saying. Don't you hate that? Trying to get this thing open. It's
Sabriel's
gone.
gay twink ass. Oh,
I'm still laughing over the Titus con.
I know. It's gay twink.
What's wrong with that?
It's a Ballard in there.
What's wrong with that? Ballard has never done anything wrong in his life.
No, he hasn't. Bless him. Cinder just nods. Yeah, he's kind of a dick, isn't he? But I mean,
But if
he's
I
a
had to,
dick.
if I had to save him, I'd do the same. I've charged into battle with him and his husband and his late wife many a time. Me, Calravale, Sabriel, and Fendlin, we battled together. You've realized what I'm... We fought together countless times. That's how I lost my eye. Did I ever tell you the story? I haven't told you two.
I don't. Think
We
you told me the
were
story.
entering
I just
the
assumed you
breach.
tripped over somebody's stick, but
If you ever fought, if you ever traveled far, far, far to the south, the world has this great carved gash within it, the breach, where a different realm leaks into our own. Maybe it's where you were just lost. I don't understand it. I was just sent there to fight, and I wasn't in charge then. None of us were. We were young and full of spunk, but we still fought anyway. And I charged in against this villain, Cramon, the giver of gifts. A horrible thing it was, with a single eye, like me, but it had all these tendrils.
Say a one-eyed monster.
telling the story is fucking great.
He had these tendrils and moors and magic and this army of creatures and aberrations, and I charged in and I fought, and I was fighting along with Sabriel's father, Ritupara, and we fought side by side because he had trained us all. But the horrible monster Cramon, he shot Sabriel's father with a beam that turned his body to stone. There was no saving him, but we still had to fight. It was when I lost my eye, the beams of energy from the beast. But Sabriel summoned his powers. He summoned our ancestors to fight alongside us, and we charged, the three of us. It seems that when the three of us are together, we can do things that no man could ever do alone. As if we are bonded together in a field of battle. We defeated the monster. There's not many great battles like that anymore. Not many. The last one we had...
do other things.
Yeah. Yeah. Cracks open a cold one.
You got a new purpose now.
Well, that purpose was with Snow. And
No.
I thought
No,
if
I'm
I
going
were...
to beat the purpose back out of him when we bring him back to life, but that's not the point. No, that purpose was not just with Snow.
That's true.
Shit, sorry.
What the fuck is Snow doing over there? You guys!
He's trying to impress
First
me.
it was
way out of
Ori.
the ice.
When my internet died, Ori's like, I'm gonna roll with this weapon I haven't got yet. And now you're like, I'm
No,
gonna
I
roll
didn't.
from the
No,
grave.
you didn't. You did
Sorry, I
not
just
hear
said
my
it's-
bitching.
I
You
accidentally
did not.
did it.
You did not
Here
hear
we
my
go.
bitching because I was trying to like fix my roll 20 sheet and it wasn't letting me input shit. I did not mean to roll shit.
Like we just like hear a noise peek downstairs, and there's just Snow with a blowtorch inside the ice trying to like break out.
Oh, bear in mind that you haven't actually put ice on Snow. You have just lowered his body temperature with magic. Adelhard's spells mostly don't create ice themselves. You basically just lower the temperature of the air. Mostly. I don't think you've shown a spell so far where you kind of summon ice and do something with it. It's like usually you are making the area
Well,
cold.
the ice version of Fireball.
Well, yeah, but the way you described
other
it
than
too,
that-
you could argue. Yeah, I was thinking about that. That's less controlled though. But yeah, you
that's
haven't-
much less controlled.
You haven't like bought some ice at the gas station and put Snow in it. No, you just shot ice ray at Snow's body for a while until it's really, really cold. There's no like layer of
Bags
snow.
of ice.
Yeah.
No, Cinder,
Anyway.
Cinder finishes the conversation with Valor. She's like, no, you have a purpose. It's to help fix and help people in all the world. And yeah, maybe there's wars, but you got all the sick people. You got the for all the other things. You've got a lot of stuff. You know, Mr. Sabriel and your the nice but angry grumpy one who's also nice, and I don't know his name. But anyway, you got both of them, and then you got the boss, and he finds lost things, and you can maybe help find lost things here and do things. I don't know. You have purpose to
I'm
run.
not fit for
I
the
don't-
sort of work that you and your boss do. I barely can wrap my head around it.
I don't question it. There's too many like equations in the process that I don't have. I'm not a math person, Uncle Ballard or Dad. I don't know what to call you. Anyway, you got this. You're fine. Don't you go giving up on me too. She smacks him.
We're not giving up. We're doing the opposite. We're going to
Okay.
go into heaven and we're going to find Snow. Well, you're going to do that. I don't think I'd be able to go into that place with you. I'm too tied to the sunlight here. I remember Calravale
Is that why
talking to
boss
me about
couldn't come get
this.
me?
No, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if where you, the gateway will take you is close to where you were or any of it. I've never been beyond the material planes. Your world, my world, the fell world. I've never gone to anywhere else outside of it. I've been warned by Calravale that it is a place of... He used a terminology, he called them dream realms before.
Oh.
Like a waking dream.
Cinder know anything about that?
You can give me an Arcana or a History check. The others can too. You're here.
While,
Aside from
while
Snow,
Cinder
who's
and
dead.
Ballard are having this like heartwarming family moment.
I will give an Arcana.
Well, it's still those family story time to everyone.
Oh, I know, I love it. Oh, Cinder.
The Arcana for Adelhard, the terminology does ring a bell. You know, you've done the rudimentary. You probably actually, after beating Cinder, did the rudimentary study of the planes, right? You can summarize.
Yeah.
You got the diagram. It's always the same diagram. You got the one circle and two circles that are kind of like a Venn diagram. They overlap on the sides, right? That's the material, the fey, and the fell. And then sometimes people draw it different ways because people don't really know how it is. But outside of that is the dream realms, which in theory include heavens and hells. I don't know how much Adelhard believes in the concept of heavens and hells, but in theory, anywhere else is outside of those three, and they would work differently, right? For Cinder, I mean, really, you get much the same.
Croissant.
Croissant. See, you can tell that I'm also not with it because I am, instead of being mad that you said croissant, I also said croissant. That's the sign. That's the sign of the times right there. The Dream Realms are not... Well, here's the thing. The Archfae's domains are only really the material plane and the Fae plane, and in theory, they shouldn't really be interacting with the material plane as much as they are, but there's nothing stopping them. They can, because they can go between it relatively easily, and there's lovely people to, you know, trick and lure into forests and make worship you and stuff. You would actually understand, Cinder, the process of death, and you would understand this because recently you went to the Fell Realm.
Oh yeah.
Usually, if everything happens naturally, a person who died in the martial realm, the martial plane, their soul would, after a while, go piss the fuck off into the dream realms. So, during that process, there is, they call it the plane ethereal. It's not like in D&D where it's like, oh, there's an ethereal plane. It's like a fourth thing. It doesn't fucking make sense. No, really, the plane ethereal is like a tube. It's like a tunnel. The soul goes down. And during that, angels and devils pluck at the souls. Right? If you are meant to go somewhere on death, they will take you there. And there are forces that actually do kind of what you do, but to souls out on that process. The reason why it's relevant is because the Fae souls don't ever enter that tube, really. Fae souls are kind of immediately reabsorbed back, and the Archfae, who basically act like gods and have mortal worshippers, they have people steal souls in. So there probably is a small number of Fae that do that on the way. And then if, you know, if nothing else is in the... If nothing gets them as they go through the tube, the plane ethereal, they go in the Fell Realm. But most souls are... Because most people worship a god or something, or have made a bad deal, or are a sinner. They go somewhere else. The logic that Balord's making is that the Sun Elves and Snow's kind of fighting with the Planivar and the Northmen means they should probably go to the same place. But even if they don't, you should be able to go between the Dream Realms relatively easily. You also know that planes are theoretically infinite because they're not material. They're just made up of thought stuff, like the place you are in. So yeah, you got some knowledge that you can maybe throw when you're on the way there or in there or whatever. You got some basic knowledge of how heavens work, heavens and hells, because they're the same. It's just one side has celestials and one side has fiends, and you could even get on the crazy person train of saying what's the difference, but Cinder doesn't care about that.
Cinder doesn't care, nor does she see a difference.
Well, exactly. To a Fae, there's no difference. You know, they're just out there. But yeah, your kind of role is like herald and even like Horizon Walker, quote unquote, in theory should never touch this place. You know, as a herald, if for some reason you had to go and talk to someone in one of the heavens for some reason, you know, something's gone horribly wrong. And it's not like, you know, the Archfae are arguably gods, and there are the equivalents in the Fell Plane. There's never any talk of people even theoretically talking to the actual gods in these dream realms. It might happen, but it's not like, you know, consorting with an Archfae.
Cinder's just like, which god are we pissing off today?
Well, there is the other question, which I don't know if Cinder would think about, but, you know, Snow is also a giant, and giants probably go to a different heaven. So it's very likely you might have to poke around when you're in there. But the heavens have links to each other.
Yeah, Cinder's just like one step at a time. It's like that song from the old like claymation Santa Claus movie where they're like, you just 1 foot in front of the other shit, and like that's Cinder.
Does Santa say shit in that movie? What?
Oh my god, based Santa.
Santa can't swear. You got told off by your child.
Why do I feel like that's the plant? Just going up the Cinder. Walking route.
You cannot forcibly canonize that the walking route can speak to you.
No, I'm joking.
Not this one. You've forcibly canonized enough things in this world. Penguins.
No. Cinder just, okay, looks at everybody else. So I think we should have some rules before we go into, you know, space. And we should probably not piss off whatever god is there. You know, they don't like, if they're like the Archfey, they don't like things being stolen from them.
Yes, it's very likely you'll probably have to fight your way out, right? Or in. Or in the middle. I mean, you're going to a warrior's heaven. It's where Snow should be. Where my people go after death, and we are all warriors.
Question. If we're fighting our way through spirits of warriors, what happens if we kill one? Are they gone, or are they just dissipated?
I mean, if they're like us, then they should respawn at some point from their boss, right? Maybe.
What do you mean respawn?
I feel like these are questions that you might want to ask the Moon Queen.
Fair.
She knows more about how these things work. I just know the kind of meaning behind them. I don't know the science. I rarely even believe this science concept. It's all a bunch of nonsense to me.
Should
Other heart at that just looks at Ballard, huh?
should we probably, because Cinder's thinking of this in terms of her job and going to other like Archfey and shit and talking. Should we bring a gift for whomever we may be stealing from in order to avoid a fight?
I remember one of the warnings that Calavera gave me now. Yes, yes. Yeah. You will probably want to keep real tight hold on your souls.
I don't have one.
That's good. Because the rest of you, it was something about the people that are there. They don't have all of their souls anymore. Even good people are hungry for that completion. And if they ever catch on that you have full complete souls because you're alive, they probably would be jealous, at the very least. It'd be a bit of a social faux pas, maybe.
Can Adelhard make a bit more sense of that and how to hold on to one's soul?
Cinder has a loophole.
You could try.
Cinder's got a loophole. Alright, go on.
I mean, two things about them wanting. So, one, I'm not sure anyone wants a piece of my soul. I'm not sure if mine is particularly good at this point. But second, surely if we're going to a warrior's heaven, if we don't pose a threat and don't threaten them and, you know, aren't there to cause trouble, quote unquote, surely they would see it as dishonorable to try and take our souls? Or are they beyond caring at this point?
I'm just telling you what was told to me.
Fair enough.
But that was the advice. But even good people in that place, they aren't whole anymore. And, people walking in with a soul that's whole causes a whole bunch of trouble. If they realize. Think.
Then we'll hold on tight.
Can I roll an Arcana to see how
Mhm.
to potentially do that? No.
No. Well, luckily, to be fair, I can tell you out of character. Unless you got a 20, I would have had to
Yeah.
bullshit you something. No, that's just the... It's just the nature of being a mortal traveling into a heaven.
Oh, didn't the boss say that the armbands that he gave all of us would have some sort of a pull on the soul, right? Like a draw on it, it wears on it. Would that put... Because I don't feel anything. I'm just fucking glitter-shaped rabbit. But... Or rabbit-shaped glitter. But, like... But do you... So would that mean that Cinder's trying to, like... meme lady with the equation, like, going around in front of her face right now? She's like, would you have... I mean, he's not... I don't think the boss is stealing your soul. He's what? He's probably just borrowing part of it to use the bracelet things. I don't know how it works. I'm just guessing. But would that mean you're not a whole soul right now? Or what does that mean? Also, does that mean I'm invisible to these people? Because if I'm invisible, then I can just boop and go find Snow. Can they see me? Can they not see me?
Again, I was just told these things. I don't know anything.
Granted, it's probably not a good idea for me to go get Snow by myself because I'll just beat his ass.
We'll ask the Moon Queen when we arrive, and hopefully we can get an answer of some kind.
I hope we will get an answer.
I'm sure she'll give us a very warm welcome when we arrive and tell her we wish to walk into heaven. I'm sure it's going to be fine. From all the stories I've heard, she's a very kind and welcoming lady.
You are quite optimistic.
So, we should bring her a gift so that she tells us what we need to know.
Why does everyone want gifts?
I was going to ask. There's always a gift involved in these things.
Always gifts.
I feel like it's starting to get a bit, at a certain point. What do you get to people
I'm
that's
the
got
fucking
everything?
gift.
Yeah.
No. We don't want people being experimented on.
We just have we have a very good reason to march in there and ask politely to go and recover one of the greatest warriors this world's ever known.
And I'm sure you, being their Ballard, would grease the wheels at least somewhat.
I have great relations with the little twerp. I mean, last time I saw her, she was yay high. But even then, she was writing spells. She invented this spell that when she pointed at someone, it made them smile. She was tired of everyone being sad all the time. And they're moon elves.
It's just adding more to her being creepy. She can control people smiling. That's weird.
Well, you know what people will do in their 50s. Actually, she was younger, I think.
Cinder, who has no concept of time. I don't know what that means. Okay, well, we should probably get ready to go at least talk to her. If not, then we'll just sneak through the door and fuck around and find out. But we should probably resupply before we go anywhere. Like, we need to go get more. I need arrows. We need more healing supplies because we don't have enough apparently, and we need stuff for fighting ghosts. I don't know. I need to call my brother and see if my weapons are ready. Whatever he did with them, I don't know what he did with them. He just took them and poofed the hell off, so I don't know. We need supplies. And we need food that'll stay good in the dead people place. Because I'm sure that whatever fresh food we bring in there is going to just...
It's very salty in heaven. There's a very salty air.
We just bring a bunch of hardtack. There we go.
Cinder doesn't know what at all, anything. She's just guessing.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That was a completely unprompted concept of somehow, for some reason, the food will just get shrivel up when you go into the realm.
Dehydrated.
Who knows?
Turns to ash.
Yeah. There were did you? I know, Asia, you want to have a conversation with Ballard, and now I am reprimed on Ballard energy. But did that cover a lot of the questions you had?
Yeah,
kind of long
that did cover most of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Anything else you kind of want to do before you get to Valheim proper? And then you do have the question of where are you going to park?
Right on top
Right
of
outside
her
the front
fucking
gates.
house.
If you want to go buy things, that's probably not a good idea, because you're probably going to end up talking to her right away. As much as that's a big, power move. If you do want to buy things in town, that would be a bad idea.
The palace instead.
No, why don't we park next to Adelhar's dad's house?
Yeah.
Because there's definitely enough space for a tower there, which there's probably not.
On the roof?
No!
I don't think many buildings could withstand the weight of the tower.
Doesn't it float?
I mean, yeah, but we need to set it down. We can't just leave it parked.
Cinder is just like, I don't see why there's a problem here.
No, it's an excellent idea. We'll park in the courtyard of Adelhard's father's house, and it'll be perfectly fine.
Well, isn't there the big long wooden thing that goes out into the water where you put a boat?
The
A
dock.
tree?
Yeah. Aren't there those?
To be fair, I didn't know what you were going with that one as well. That was just canon.
Just guarantee Jensa and Adelhard are sharing disappointed looks.
Yes, yes.
There's a reason why I called you Team Sensible. Like,
Listen, no. Cinder in common, she speaks it well most of the time.
Cinder and Karma, she speaks it well. She's finally back to kick some tail.
Why'd you go Johnny Bravo at the end?
That wasn't Johnny Bravo. That was the DK rap, you
my.
Philistine. I think I'd make a Johnny Bravo reference.
That's just me.
I never got Johnny Bravo. I got Powerpuff Girls for a very short period of time, and this says nothing about me and how I ended up. For a short period of time, we had Cartoon Network, and I really liked Powerpuff Girls, but I didn't get Johnny Bravo.
Wait. Was your favorite character either him or Mojo Jojo?
No, I liked Bubbles, I think.
See, you know what set me on my path? I enjoyed watching Totally Spies.
Yes.
That set me on a path.
There was also this show on the time. It was really early 3D animation, and it was kind of like Transformers, but it wasn't. It was like a knockoff Transformers.
Zoids?
It was 3D animated. It might have been Zoids, and I watched that a lot.
Cubics?
Cubics!
Yes! I played a racing game from that, and I remember playing it like for a day, and then my brother broke the disc, and I was heartbroken. And then I watched
Focus
it
on
and
the
just-
stream today is fucking
Look!
non-existent.
There's no chance. We were this close to be like rocks fall and everyone dies because of the technical issues. You get Ballard energy, or you got nothing. That's it.
Cinder's gonna call Astarion.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be on screen or whatever.
Well, there will at least be something. I mean, this is on the way back. That's Asterion right there. Asterion is a little baby guy. Cannon.
Just a little guy.
Just a little guy. Just a little baby. Just a little baby drinking coffee. Yeah, it's probably while you're like flying your final approach over Velheim, you can reach out to your sort of brother Asterion. Yeah, sort of brother, sort of co-worker, while Cinder is the herald of the Wayfinder, Asterion is the champion of the Wayfinder, and is also technically Wayfinder born, made by him, like directly. You can reach out. He will, plane shift to your location and bequeath onto you your weapons. The copper dragon horns, carved delicately with intricate fey work into the pair of scimitars, short sword type things that can snap together into a single longbow. With the same, it still speaks very dragonly, right? There is a kind of warmth that radiates from the weapon. You can kind of feel the power of them in your hands. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
No,
Maybe. Anyway.
you never felt the power before in your hands.
All right, Cinder has a He-Man moment.
Yeah,
No, Thundercats. Both.
they're the same fucking thing. They are.
Cinder thanks Asterion for the weapons. She looks at him. She's like, "You're wearing different clothes, dork."
He was only there for a fraction of a second
good,
anyway.
scrub.
Yeah.
She just says "get good" and then waves him off.
The others might see someone that looks very similar to the Wayfinder enter the room for a moment, and you probably think it was the Wayfinder because they look very, very similar. And you're ready. And unless anyone tells Goldie otherwise, he's gonna fucking park the tower at Adelhar's dad's place.
Adelhard will have something against it, but it's also really funny, so...
Adelhard? Wait. Adelhard? Letting something funny happen?
No, that is me. That is
AJ let something funny happen.
I'm
Adelhard.
letting something funny happen. Adelhard probably has his objections, but also the tower was stolen last time, and I suppose it is one of the safest places to land it.
See? Cinder knows what she's doing. It just doesn't seem like it.
You can land the tower in Velheim. And at this point, you've been traveling around for a while. Actually, autumn has hit Velheim. The kind of icebergs around the water on the docks are very, like, every ebb and flow of the tide. Ice kind of chunks up against the docks. And the docks are designed for it here. The Raven Lords knowing how to sail in the ice. But it's still... You're still in the north of the world during autumn, and it's essentially winter for all intents and purposes. The few kind of decorative trees are rapidly turning golden and then probably way... will probably end up quite quickly turning into being completely winterfied. This part of the city you went up to before is the Ravenlord side. Very neat. Very neat, very tightly compacted, built into the ruins of the giant city that was there before. And yeah, there's going to be some Navy men who go questioningly to the Golden Tower that lands, but yes, Grand Admiral Von Dorn does at least understand what's happening. But you don't necessarily need to talk to him unless you actually want to. There would probably be like a very quick, like, okay, hello.
Yeah.
Hello, son.
There will be a very quick exchange between the two, but nothing really important.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Didn't Adelhard have to pass on the message from Sabriel?
I
Did
remember that.
Adelhard have to pass on the message from Sabriel about the shit?
No, he's not doing that. Not here. Why would he do that here?
It's his house? Where do
Still in
conspiracies happen but
Valheim.
in the house?
No, he's not gonna pass anything on.
No.
Okay. So yeah, you are within Valheim. This is a good time for you to. You do want to grab some things in the kind of night markets and the stalls around. Everything in the. I was gonna say everything in the monster manual you can buy. Let's not say that. Everything in the regular D&D section, the item book. Yes, you can also buy the classic 50 gold health potions if you spend some time doing so.
How much do we have in the party fund? Or did that go? No, never mind. Snow. We have it. How much do we have in the party
Yeah,
fund?
you could have got it from Snow's body. It was on Snow. But yeah, you would have picked it up.
Okay, so Cinder has. When did Cinder get money?
People sometimes hand Cinder money and she doesn't give it to anyone else.
Doesn't know what to do with it.
No. Is gold.
Ollie, are there special arrows that Cinder can pick up?
Not without searching the city specifically for a special arrow shop, which would take a lot of time.
Okay.
You can pretty much always buy those blunt head arrows that do bludgeoning damage instead. Those are usually pretty purchasable. But other than that, it's like arrows and blunt head arrows.
There's no like +1 arrows or anything around.
That would require specifically searching for a
Yeah.
Fletcher that specializes in like either enchanting arrows or special tips. But no.
Cinder's just thinking she might need special arrows for ghosts.
It's a good idea, it's just time.
Just had a great idea for a one-off joke. You have a bow make. What's it? A Fletcher. That's the word.
Yeah.
A Fletcher who's like, yo, I've got frosted tips for sale. And then like you think it's like frosted arrows, but then you go and he's like, oh, I also do hair cutting and I can give you frosted tips.
That's good. That is good.
I'm
That's
sorry.
pretty good.
I like the idea of a Fletcher shop being called Frosted Tips, like in a snowy area.
That's also good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal them.
Oh no.
Cinder's just gonna stock up on arrows and healing potions.
Mm-hmm.
It was 50 gold for a normal healing potion, right?
Yep, you cannot buy anything stronger than that unless you know you have a connect.
Yeah, I will buy 2 of those.
But regular healing potions, if you look around, you can usually find someone selling it at the Alchemist Guild's approved price.
I will
Cinder-
also buy 2 normal healing potions.
I'm so used to calling them healing potions, but the fucking thingy, they're called potions of healing.
Yes. D&D
Cinder's
is
gonna
wrong.
Get 4. Cinder's gonna get 4 just in case because she is the one with the higher dex, so she can get to people and shove it down their throats.
I was tempted to go look for books, but Genta was a university student in North London University, so if you really needed books, chances are the ones with actual good information are going to be there.
Well, do you have that background ability to find information?
Yeah, I got researcher. Yeah, so if I attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if I don't know it, I know where and from whom I can obtain it.
Yeah.
So
To be fair, Valheim, especially Valheim, is a very intellectual place as well.
let's see, what are
But
there?
looking around for books takes time. You
Yes,
wanna,
we should do
if you wanna buy things in one night and go see the Moon Queen either at the end of that night or in the morning, you don't have time to look for books.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fine. I'll just buy those 2 pots and then leave it.
20 times. How many arrows is in the pack?
20.
10, isn't it usually?
It's 20.
10?
It's always 20. It's always 20 for ammunition in D&D.
Cinder just comes back to the tower with an armful of arrows. It's just like that click, 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 click noise. She's got 100 of them or 200 of them. It's only 10 gold. She's stocked up on arrows.
Yeah, but now you have to individually feed them into your little bag of holding because you can't like put
No,
more than
she's
one
not
in at
taking
once.
all of them.
Oh, they're just
She's
gonna
not
be in the
taking
tower.
all of them. She's stockpiling some of them in the tower for later. She's going to
Next to
shove
the
about
dead body or somewhere else.
in her little rabbit stash somewhere in the tower that no one has found yet.
Famous
Someone's
Uh,
gonna
pulse
stumble
bow
over it,
ammunition.
like literally stumble over it.
She's gonna shove about 60 of them in her bag, quiver, between her bag and her quiver. She's already got 36 on her. Oh well, 34 because she used 2.
So you're still gonna end up with around 100.
Yeah,
So
let's
it's
just make
still
it
a
an
lot.
even 100 on her person.
It's a lot, but you do, like I said, you do have a tiny bag of holding on you, like a pouch. So yeah, you can store all the spare ones in there. It's just gonna be funny.
Cinder just like lossing it up and never running out of arrows until that one moment where gosh shit. 4 healing potions. Cinder, that's all Cinder's gonna get.
Okay.
We'll do actual shopping later.
Will you?
If we live. Cinder
Well-
needs to get some other things.
Yeah. You're probably going back to a place you won't be able to get back from easily. So if it depends how later you want later to be.
Well, she'll get food too. She'll get several sets of rations.
Smart, sensible, loyal.
We'll say
So what's the angle you want to go at this from once you're done buying things? Are you really just going to march up to the Moon Queen's palace and ask to be let in?
Here's
There was conversation of sneaking in. Now Ballard hasn't said how the Moon Queen knows how to get there. He mentioned a gateway. So your information would be a little light. And the fact that when I said sneaking in, two of you like cringed means it's probably not the plan you want to go with immediately. But
no. Cinder said that was the backup plan. Even Cinder has sense not to do that.
you probably shouldn't try and sneak into the palace of a woman who has mind control a large number of people in the city.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I mean, we could get an official invitation.
I mean, we have
And
Ballard.
we have Ballard, yeah.
can't he just show up?
Everyone loves it when I just show up at their home.
I do, I really do.
You do? I do. I rest my case. And he puts down a box he was holding.
24 case of beers.
For some reason on this adventure, and it's probably just because of the madness that's imprisoning me, he has just got, tall cans of beer, semi-canonically.
It's fine. It tastes like piss, but damn, it's good.
Ballard would respect piss beer for the fact that it's fun in its own way. I think he'd rather have that than a fancy wine.
Yeah, because it gets you white girl wasted.
Yeah, Ballard needs to get white girl wasted.
That's the question. This is the thing I've always wondered for the US peeps. When it's like have a beer, what percentage of alcohol is the beer?
Oh yeah.
Well, like the piss
It
beer
depends.
is
The
like
piss beer's
4.5%. maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, that's like the
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah,
Like,
the
you know,
beers I've been having lately have been like 6. I don't know if it says.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause, like,
For me, it's like
6 or
7
7
what
at the
I usually
moment.
drink.
And I feel
Yeah.
it.
Most
I
beers
feel
here,
it. I'm like,
ranges-
whoa.
It ranges between like 4.5 and like 6.
11.
roughly.
No,
Okay.
there's a few that are up in
Well,
the
there are,
11s.
yeah, but those are like more specialty craft.
like,
ones. Those are not.
Whenever I heard like Americans talk about like, oh, you know, you got wasted off one beer, I came under the impression that a lot of beers are like 10% or something in the US.
Yeah,
No.
same.
I mean, like,
Or they're
IPAs are
just
pretty
a
popular, and
lightweight.
Those are more, you know. Yeah, they could just be a lightweight.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah, like
It's
I
like
have some
pints in
IPA
the
that's
UK are
like
like 4%,
9% or
so-
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like the
no.
regular for beer, but I think a lot of craft beers are like 6
Yeah.
plus.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been drinking at the moment. And the other day, that one was like 6.8, and I was like, I'm just gonna have a little bit of beer, and then I fell asleep, like halfway through.
I think you were halfway through
Yeah.
typing something to me.
I
too.
was like doing stuff, and I was like, I'm going to bed now. Now I'm going to bed. Anyway, the opposite of going
yeah.
to bed is going to see the Moon Queen. Anything you want to do before you go up to the palace?
I can't think of anything.
Cinder's going to offer her weapons to either her other ones, the old swords to
Goma, who again is also if
To-
Goma isn't coming with you either. You know,
she's gonna offer it to either Goma or someone else who's going that might need them.
Adelhard could maybe use them.
It's just the scimitars that break into a bow. Or
Yeah, I wish we had.
Yes. They are short swords, or is it
they're the
dex-based?
scimitars.
Is it dex-based, Manhunt?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can use them.
And Cinder will show him how to. She'll offer them, and then
There's a
she
specific
looks
twist.
like- yeah, she looks at Goma and she's like, "I will get you new swords, BB."
Goma's just like,
See, I wish we had
I am
Zach
so
here,
bored
'cause-
with a broken hand.
Leaf's reaction to this has got to be great. He'd be like, I can't do a good Shaggy, but he'd be like, we're going to a ghost land.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You will probably get some Leaf reactions before you dive in, at the very least. Hopefully.
Cinder will give Adelhard the weapons since Goma can't use them right now. And she'll show him how to take it apart, put it back together, the quick release, all that good jazz.
Yeah.
And they're very nice. Fey weapons are just not like a +1 or anything.
Yeah.
But you can use them.
They're of fine quality. Okay. You march up upon the Moon Queen's palace, uninvited.
With Ballor.
With Ballard, who is also uninvited.
See, I'd like to think that it's not so much uninvited. It's just like we haven't gotten the invitation yet. You know,
That's
we're going
very
there to
much
get the invitation.
what Ballard would say.
Yeah.
Look, we
Ballard,
made a
I
request,
am
it just
the
hasn't
impotent.
arrived yet.
Ballard, I am the invitation.
There would absolutely be like a camera cut to like an attendant going up to the Moon Queen being like, there's a sun elf outside asking to be let in.
My queen.
Yeah.
Fucking
The sun
Sabriel
elf's
again.
It's like the Moon Queen just sort of sighs. This cannot be good, no matter which one it is. Aside from
two
the
sun
ones that are
elves.
already here. Because Ballard would actually say, this is actually be while you're walking to the sort of Moon Elven district. It's really just the palace, but it's kind of, there's a couple of buildings around it now. There's a bridge that goes up to the palace. There's no really moat, but there is a kind of a bridge. And we'll be like, there's actually a sun elf that we've had here. A liaison of sorts. If you're going to a dangerous place, it would be wise to bring one of my people with you. See if we can find him. He's probably at the palace already. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure that the Moon Queen will have no issue with this. At all. That's what
Other
we do.
half
Thump,
looks
thump, thump, thump.
skeptical.
Knocks on the great old gateway into the palace. And this can be where we leave off for today. So we at least do get some leaf here, and we can have some talking with the Moon Queen, and all of that.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. We couldn't go right into the plane shifting without leaf here. But yeah, might as well. So that's all that. We survived the internet going down, barely. Although I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with the VOD. That's its own problem.
Yeah.
If you're watching the VOD and there's just like a 20-minute pause in the middle of it where I didn't edit it out, you're welcome. I chose mental health over your convenience. This is where we do the part at the end of the show that we do every time where we talk about each other and what we got going on. And I nearly spilled my dice down there. Starting with poetry this time. Go.
Yeah. Yeah, actually,
Go.
funnily enough, so I've had a D&D game that I've been running on stream on Sundays, but actually today we're playing today. Instead of Sunday this weekend. Instead of Sunday this weekend, we're playing today. So actually, I'm going to be live on my channel in like literally a little over an hour with my own D&D. So yeah, it should be fun. Lots of stuff there. But other than that, just been streaming Pagel and XCOM too. So that's it.
Okay, next is AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ. I've been doing a bit more art again, and health issues have gotten in the way of some things, but I'm back for the most part. I have commissions open for like really nice moody painted sketches. You can check that out on my Twitter, it's the pinned tweet. Other than that, just been writing lore, and that's really it on my end.
Alright, next is Quills.
Yeah, nothing too exciting this week. Still some cool stuff coming in the wings that I can't talk about just yet. It's getting closer to being able to announce it, which is awesome. But yeah, just I've been slowly creeping it back up with more voice memes, so keep an eye on the YouTube channel, voice Quills. That's kind of it really.
Okay, we got Ori.
Hi, I'm Ori. I do the arts, and I hope Ollie writes some bullshit sometimes. And I think we're working on something else. The thing that you posted on Twitter the other day.
Yes.
And then, yeah, my commissions are completely open as of right now. So if you want one, hit me up on my Twitter, or not my Twitter, but the order form's on there, because I have some potential contract work coming up soon. That may take up time. So hit me up. That's it.
And there's me. This show is supported by Patreon. A lot of the upcoming stuff I've got going on is sort of Patreon-centric. So if you'd like, I'd recommend getting a $3 or more tier, because that's going to be what a lot of stuff is going to be on. There's some teasers and stuff about that on Twitter. But yeah, while I'm fighting technical issues and all that stuff, we do a little less streams, but we still do some stuff. And Tuesdays and Wednesdays is when we do sort of chill streams here at the moment. And yeah, I have commissions open as well. If you if you want sort of character designs or lore-based stuff. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of lore-based artwork around Jarviskjir and maybe some other settings and stuff too coming out in the foreseeable future. As long as it is not too much suffering for me. We'll see. We'll find the balance as a chronically ill content creator. But yeah, thank you for sticking with it, even as the internet kind of crapped out on me then. I am trying to solve it. He says rabidly. And we will leave you with that. We will see you next time for an assault on heaven. Yep. Bye.
We're all gonna die.
No, you won't die. You'll already be dead.